It's not just an experience, not about just experience something weird or something. Oh, how is it going? How it works, but you have to make your mind to change completely after it. This is make it hard to start with such a program.
Yeah, but I think what they do is maybe these detox things, these like a retreat like this, you do it maybe a week every month, or maybe a week every 2 months, or a week every 6 weeks or something. You get the idea?
But between during this period between the two, you have to follow special. You have to change your lifestyle in about food and related to what you eat.
Do you think? I don't think so, because even if you eat, slightly unhealthy food in the weeks in between, you're going to clean them, right? If we believe in the detox principle, if we agree, let's say we all agree that it's true and it's scientifically true.
يوم free.
Yeah, you're right, because you're going to suffer through those 5 days anyways, right? So why not enjoy the other days? Just eat normally. I mean, maybe you're right. Now, maybe we can skip the hamburgers and skip the really unhealthy food.
Yeah. Low density fats. You have to get rid of them. You can't say I can
eat anything I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the kind of, I think this is the point of question 1, and we sort of already answered it. So is it just a 1 week thing, or do we have to change permanently? So these are very good questions, I think. Maybe they're not very easy to answer. I think you have to try both ways, and I think these things can only be tested. There are some people on YouTube who are really crazy, and they test everything. There was one guy, I followed his videos. He tested, I think, a 10-day water fast. I'm not sure if it was with water or without water, but one of them was really extreme. I think it was 10 days with nothing but water. I think, I think nothing but water.
Yeah, there's a kind of
fasting like that. Yeah. And then he sort of measured his weight before and after, and he also did some tests, some blood tests to measure some of the levels of the nutrients in his body. I think the results weren't very good, I remember from that video. He did lose weight, but most of the weight he lost was in water and in muscle mass. Of course, for men and even for women, it's not good to lose muscle mass. It's good to lose fat, of course. But muscle is not good to lose it, because this is what helps keep your body together. It helps your bones stay in upright and straight. So losing muscle is not a good thing. So it wasn't a very completely healthy thing. That's what I remember. But for some people it works. I don't know. This one, the one that they're talking about in here, it's a lot better, much more better, I think, than the water fast. Because here you're getting nutrients, right? At least you're getting a little bit of sugar from the fruit. You're getting a little bit of, vitamins, iron, and other minerals. Because actually this one is quite good in comparison. But I think the water fast is, it sounded a bit dangerous, I remember. Okay, number 2. Do you know anybody who's done something like this? Anybody personally? I don't know, maybe Ibrahim, do you have any diet fanatics in your family?
No.
No. Do you know anybody who tried something like this? Maybe not exactly like the retreat, but something close. Do you know anybody in person who tried something like this?
Maybe my brother-in-law has tried fasting,
intermittent fasting.
Yeah, intermittent fasting, yeah.
And what was his schedule? Was it 16/8 or 14/10? usually they divide them. I think the hours you eat and the hours you fast.
I don't have any details, but I know that he followed some program like this,
yeah,
especially intermittent fasting, or I don't know.
For me, I had a coworker who lost a lot of weight, and when we asked him how did he lose it, he said he started a ketogenic diet.
Yeah, my husband's friend, yeah. He lost more than 20 kilos.
Yeah, same thing for this guy. I think he lost almost 25 kilos, the one that used to work with us. And tell us a little bit about your husband's friend and about his journey, or what information do you know about his weight loss?
No more than he was following a keto program, keto diet. But I don't think it's. I think that I don't really agree with keto, with this regime.
Why not?
I'm not sure about why, but maybe I'm not keen on eating meat, and maybe. But recently I've seen a documentary about very famous athletes and athletics who are vegetarian 100%. And they got better, much better with vegetarian diet rather than carnivore one.
You mean a vegan diet? You're talking about vegan diet.
Yeah, because they say the time that muscles would take to retain its vigor, its vigors, is less with vegan diet than carnivore one.
The documentary you watched, is it about an ultra marathon runner?
Yeah.
What's his name? It starts with He's a famous
runner one, and another one who was about bodybuilding and lifting weights.
A vegan bodybuilder.
Yeah, bodybuilder. It was really interesting. Really interesting. They are extremely. You can say contradict with them, or you can say they extremely. They are talking about a carnivore diet like a poison or something. I felt that was a little bit extreme. But the facts that they are showing, that they were showing, is really interesting.
Yeah, there's lots of, but you know what's even more interesting, that now there's an opposite diet. It's called the paleo diet. Have you heard of it? The paleo diet.
No.
The paleo diet is the opposite of the vegan diet. There's one version of this diet. There's one famous person, and he's a famous, I don't know if you've heard of him, he's a psychologist called Jordan Peterson. With his daughter, they follow a diet of beef, salt, water only. That's it. It's called the paleo diet.
Two poisons. Salt and beef.
Salt, water, and beef. That's it. And you can read about it. Just type paleo diet like this. Paleo diet. And the people who follow it, they say they've felt never better. They feel great. Some of them, they don't even have some of the, some of the diseases that they had, allergies, rheumatic arthritis, rheumatism, these things. It's all gone from the diet. You get the idea. And I don't think anybody's lying. I don't think the people who just eat meat are lying. And even the vegans, they're not lying either. Do you get the idea? This is what's really, this is what I'm so curious about. They both seem honest about it. So what's happening here? So I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
Brahim, you also mentioned someone in your family had followed keto, follows a keto diet.
Yeah, but I don't have much information about it. Yeah, he followed the keto program and then he lost a lot of weight. When they showed me the picture, I didn't recognize him at all.
Because of the weight he lost.
Fat. Yeah, because he's الحمد لله كيف نقول لك
Was he like really overweight, really fat?
نظام he looked like Fluffy, the comedian.
Yeah, so he was like maybe 150 kilos or something.
Oh.
Yeah. And then when they showed me the picture, he was thin. He was يعني أضعف مني مرة واحدة.
Yeah, the weight loss.
He went back. He went fat again. So
you mean he became fat again now?
Yeah.
Did he stop the keto diet?
كيف?
Did he stop the keto diet?
I don't know, but I think he couldn't
continue.
Yeah, because he missed the fast food.
Yeah, well, it's a hot topic now. This topic about food and diets and keto and vegan and Anyways, let's talk a little bit about grammar here. So we have relative clauses. Relative clauses are of course an important part, especially if you're interested in improving your writing. You will need to learn how to use them properly. So let's talk about them. So relative clauses with who, that, which, whose, where, and when. So these are the relative clauses we have. So they're telling you the main rule here, or the main point we need to take, is that we often use relative clauses to talk or to say which person, thing, place, or whatever we are talking about. Excuse me. So a relative pronoun or a relative clauses, they just show us what we're talking about in a way that we don't need to repeat the noun itself. So it's what do we call them in Arabic? I think relative pronouns. مش أدوات إشارة لا.
اسم الموصول.
اسمها موصولة الذي التي اللاتي
اسم الموصول الذي.
الذي yeah. So here this is the whole family. Yes, all of them.
اللذان اللتان.
اللتان اللاتي اللائي اللاتي.
أولئك. أولئك.
أولئك.
اللواتي.
Yeah. Those are the ones exactly. This is it. But I think it's a lot simpler in English, I think, because we just use who for all of them. Singular, plural, masculine, feminine. Anyways, so let's do our first exercise here. It says, look at the relative clauses in bold in the article, then fill in the gaps with who, that, which, whose, where, when. Okay, so they're slightly different in the way we use them. So the first one, it says in relative clauses, we use something or something for people.
Who?
Who?
That.
All right, who and that. Let's confirm this from the example. Let's find who and that. Can you read the example here, the one that has who, Brian? Can you read it?
Okay.
Brahim, are you there with us?
إيه لا معك.
Can you read number 3 here? Who I was sharing the room
Who
with?
I was sharing a room with.
And what is before who? Who were we talking about?
The woman, Lewis.
So this is exactly what Noah said, right? Because this means we can use who for people. Now, what about that? Do we have that?
Number 1.
Correct.
That's
yes.
number 1 that eats.
Yeah, but before that eats, what do we have?
Person.
Yes, so we have a person. Okay, so that means the rule is correct. And we can write who and that is for people. What about things? What do we use for things? Which relative clauses or relative pronouns do we use for things?
Which?
Okay, which and
that.
Correct. Yeah, I think you're right, because here, if you check numbers 5 and 6, can you read number 5 and 6, please, Brian?
كانت تنزل لقطة شوية من فضلك.
No, here on the left. It's there.
ياخذ يسار يعني. That we usually eat six which stay in our.
But read the noun before it. That's what matters.
Food, toxins.
Food and toxins. So these are things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this means the answer is correct. So we use that and we use which for things. Okay, number 3, I think it's easy, Brian. Can you do number 3? Which of them do we use for places? And of course, these are your options.
Where?
That's it. Yeah. Of course, we use where for places. That's right. What about possessives? Which one do we use for possessives?
Possessives.
Possessives, it's for something that you possess.
ملكية.
Yeah, something that's in your possession. You possess it. It means it's yours.
Whose?
Yeah, that's it. Whose is correct. So if I ask, whose book is this? I want to know the owner. You'll say, this is Noah's book. This is Brahim's book, right? Yeah. So whose means we're asking for the owner of the possession. And the last one is also easy, for time. Which one do we use for time?
Yeah, when.
When, yeah. But remember, Brahim, here, when is not the same when as question, as the question when. For example, it functions in the same way, but it's not exactly the same. Because when I ask you a question, a regular question with when, I'll tell you, when are you meeting Ahmed? So here I'm just using when, like when, for a question word. But here, if you notice the way we're using it in the article, I'll take you to check when. Do you see this? In number 7, can you see number 7? Let me mark the word. Can you read this sentence, please, Ibrahim? Start from when.
When I started getting rid.
No, start from the beginning of the sentence.
On day 3, my headache was.
Continue.
On day 3, my headache.
Yeah, go ahead. Finish it
was much worse, and this was also when I started.
Do you see how we used when here? So can you tell me when? What does it refer to exactly? Mm-hmm. What point of time does when refer to? Can you tell me?
3 days ago. Day 3 in the program.
That's it. Yeah, it refers to a point in time. All right. So this is how we can use them. Depending on what you need to use, it's always safer, I think, to use that. Because that is a kind of flexible relative pronoun, because you can use it for people and things. So whenever you're confused and you're not sure, you can use that. In some situations, I think it's better to use who. Anyways, but that is a flexible one, because you can use it for people and you can use it for things as well. Now, in part B, I think this is one of the questions you once asked me about, Noah, do you remember? When we omit the relative pronoun. Can you see the two blue examples here? Can you see them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you read them, please?
I'm the type of person that eats 3 meals a day. The food that we usually eat contains toxins.
Do you see? Do you know why they're putting that in brackets here?
Why?
Because it's optional.
The food that.
This means you can do it in you can say the food we eat, the food we usually eat contains toxins. The food that we usually eat contains toxins. Both. It's an optional relative pronoun here. You can keep it. You can leave it.
Excuse me for a minute, please.
Take your time.
Excuse me for a minute, please.
Okay. Brahim, do you see these two questions? Do you see these two sentences? Can you answer the first question? What does it say here?
What is the subject of eats in subject A?
In sentence A.
Sentence A, yes.
Okay, can you find the subject? Subject اللي هو طبعا الفاعل. Can you find the subject in the first sentence?
Person.
Okay, yeah. So person is I don't think person, I think it's I'm.
Right? مش عارف شكيت فيها حتى أنا.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah, I'm a person.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we're just discussing here where's the subject in sentence A. Ibrahim said I'm is the subject. Can you, Ibrahim, can you tell me where the subject in sentence B is? Of course, when we say subject, نبو الفاعل بتاع eat. Do you get the idea? So when we say subject, نبو معناها الفاعل اللي فعل الفعل. The subject to
We.
I think you're right, right? So let me.
Yeah.
So do you agree with him? Do you think that's right,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So in A, the subject is I. I'm the one who eats 3 meals a day, right? And in B, the subject is actually we. We are the one who eat. The ones who eat, right? Now there's a little question or a rule here. It says we can leave out who, that, or which when it is the subject of the relative clause or when it isn't the subject of the relative clause. So when can we omit it?
Usually, sometimes. Maybe isn't. I don't know why, but isn't the subject.
Okay. And if we check here, when we say the food that, so actually that, it goes with food. It doesn't go with we, right? يعني لو نترجموها بالليبي مثال بي هنقولوا
food, yeah.
الماكلة اللي ناكلوا فيها يعني اللي تعود على الماكلة ما تعودش على نحن. But if you translate the first example, I'm the person that is, يعني كأنك تقولي أنا من النوع اللي ناكل أو بالفصحى الذي يأكل صح ولا؟
Yep.
So maybe you're right. I think you're right in your answer. Okay, let's confirm this by checking the summary. Let's go to the summary. In page 148. All right. So here we are. Relative clauses with who, that, which. Okay, so this is the first part. And we answered it all without any problem. You can skip this. let's go to the tip. Here we are. Okay, let's start with the first tip. Okay, so you can read the first 2 tips, Ryan. Can you read the first 3 tips, please? Can you read the first 3 tips? Let me box them for you.
We usually use who for people. That is also correct.
So it means you can also use that.
We usually. That is also okay. We usually use that for things, which is also correct. We don't use what in relative clauses. The food, what we usually eat. What we usually do, okay. We can use what to mean to things that. Now I'm much more careful about what I eat, the things that I eat.
Okay, you know, this tip maybe is not very important for us Arab speakers, but this is very important because in Spanish and Portuguese, when I was studying them, they use the same one, the what. They use que, like por qué. Por qué is the question, and por qué is the answer. It's the same. So the que, this QE, it's what, and if you use it in the beginning like this, it's a question. If you use a space, por qué, it's a question. If you put it together, becomes an answer. So they're much more flexible with this, but in English you can't do this, of course. So I think this tip is not very relevant for us. Okay, now let's go to the important part, which is when do we leave it and when do we keep it? Okay, so Noah, can you please read these 2 sentences? These 2 tips.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Tips, okay. We can leave out who, that, or which when it's not the subject of the relative clause.
So that your answer is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Compare the relative clauses in these sentences. I'm the type of person that eats 3 meals a day. In this sentence, we must use that because it's the subject of the relative clause. The food that we usually eat contains toxins. In this sentence, we can leave out that because it's the object of the relative clause. We is the subject. We is the subject.
Yeah, this is what Ibrahim said. When we were looking for the subjects, he said we is the subject. Correct. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's check the last few group of tips. If there's anything. Okay. So, Ibrahim, can you read the last set of tips here, please? What do they say?
We never leave out these in relative clauses.
You mean whose?
We never leave out whose in the relative clauses. We can usually leave out where if we add a preposition at the end of the relative clauses. That's the cafe where I met my wife. That's the cafe I met my wife in.
Okay, and last tip.
We can only leave out when if the time reference is clear. Monday's the day when I play tennis.
And when is optional. You can actually drop it. You can say Monday is the day I play tennis. Right? Okay, these are also 2 interesting tips. So in addition to dropping who, that, which, when they're not the subject of the relative clause, we can also drop where and when, but with where you have to switch it or replace it with a preposition, and with when your time reference needs to be obvious. It needs to be clear to the listener you're talking about some time reference or time phrase or time, something related to time. So you can say the afternoons are the time I sleep, are the time of the day I usually sleep, because it's clear afternoons are, it's related to time. So when here is optional. You can put it, you can leave it, because it's clear to the listener that you're talking about when you go to sleep or when you have a nap, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about another example with where you can just, you know, drop it and replace it with a preposition, and maybe instead of in, use another preposition for place.
That's, or this is the school where where I study, or
where I studied. Okay, this is the school where I studied, but can you
this is the school that I went to.
This is the school that I went to. Okay. Yeah.
Or that I attend to.
What if you're going to use the same verb, which is study? Don't change the verb.
Studied in.
Yes. At is better, right? At school. This is the school I studied at.
Yeah.
This is the school I studied in. I think at is a little better, right? This is the school I studied at. Yep. I'll have to check that, but at least we got the idea how we do it. All right. So this is how we can use relative clauses. By the way, relative clauses are, I think, no, you already know, but they're a hot topic in academic English and formal English because they're used a lot. They're important in writing, and they're important in complex sentences. You cannot make a complex sentence. You can, but one of the easiest way to make a complex sentence is by using a relative pronoun. So this way you change a simple sentence into a complex sentence. And this is one of the criteria they mark for in IELTS writing. They are looking for how many or how well you can make a complex sentence. Okay, let's see the two examples here. They're very nice and simple. That's the man who stole my phone. That's the house where I was born. Okay. All right, so we can go back. I think there are a few more exercises that we can work on. Okay, let's change the page view. All right, so we talked about this. Now we have a few exercises. So in number 5, it says fill in the gaps with who, that, which, whose, where, when. So we have all the options. So we're going to use all of these depending on the sentence itself, and you have the option of using more than one where possible. Okay, so Brahim, can you start with number 2? Read number 1 first, but then you can do number 2.
Most of the food that I buy is organic.
Okay.
I have some friends that are vegetarians.
Okay. Can we use another? It's correct, but can you use another option? I want both options.
Who are vegetarian.
Yeah, that's also correct. Both are correct. Okay, number 3, Noah.
I don't know anyone who has been on a fast. I don't know anyone that has been on a fast.
Okay, so both. Okay, number 4, Brian.
The food that I had last night wasn't very healthy.
Okay. And number 5.
There's at least one person in my family who eats meat every day.
All right, next one, Brian.
In my family, we usually eat vegetables when we buy it.
That
we buy in the market.
Yeah. لأن أنت هنا تتكلم على الفيجيتابلز مفروض ولا؟
إيه.
Can we do this example without writing anything?
In my family, we usually eat vegetables we buy in school in the market. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's optional, right? That here
because not referring to the subject.
Exactly, yes. It's not the subject of the clause, yeah. Good. Okay, number 7, huh?
I don't know anyone that lifestyle is really healthy.
Can you try it again?
I don't know anyone that lifestyle is really healthy.
Brahim, what do you think of this sentence? Number 7.
Which lifestyle? إن هو يتكلم هنا عن lifestyle. Which?
Brahim, what do you think?
Whose lifestyle? Whose lifestyle is really healthy?
Yes.
ولا?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Brahim is asleep. Luckily for you.
لا ما
he's not paying attention.
روحي أنا قاعد أفكر فيها ما.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's still
one whose lifestyle.
He's still thinking of the conversation of the Ibrahim, the frustrated man we were talking about.
لا.
We were talking about.
What was the topic?
The topic
today?
was kind of nice. It was about feelings and gestures and emotions, kind of psychological. So it's fun. Okay, number 8, Brian.
I tend to go to restaurants which they serve healthy food.
Try again. And focus on restaurants. Focus on restaurants.
Where they serve healthy food.
Right, it's much better, right? Try it with where. Yeah, read it from the beginning.
I tend to go to restaurants where they serve healthy food.
Now the trick is all in the word they, because if you remove they, it becomes totally different.
I tend to go to restaurants where serve.
Imagine there's no they. Is it still correct to use where? What do you think?
Don't think so.
Correct, you're right. If there's no they, you can't use where. What becomes the answer?
يتغير.
Yeah.
تولي على الريستورانت تتكلم.
So now it will become, you can use which, you go to restaurants, which or that.
Yeah.
Right? So if you don't have, so you can say, I tend to go to restaurants which serve healthy food. I tend to go to restaurants that serve healthy food. But because we have they, so we can't do that. We have to use where. I think if we do that in Arabic, it would be, if we do it in Fusha, أنا أذهب إلى المطاعم حيث يتم تقديم الطعام الصحي. لكن لو في الوضع الأول اللي ما عندناش they، أنا أذهب إلى المطاعم التي تقدم. To get the idea. لولا كانت طول التي تقدم نديروا which and that. But here حيث يتم تقديم maybe is better as a translation, I think. Okay. Number 9.
New Year is a time when I always eat too much.
Number 10, Brian.
I know a shop that you can buy really good fruit and vegetables.
Think again. Try again.
Where you can buy very really good.
I think that's a lot better, right? Okay. Now in part B, they want us to look again at sentences number 1 to 6. So let's zoom in on number 1 to 6. Let's check them. So in number 1 and 6, what do they want us to do is, in which of these sentences can you leave out who, that, and with, or which? I think we answered one of them, which is number 6, right? But let's check the other ones.
Yeah.
Can we drop the relative pronoun from the other ones? I have some friends are vegetarians. What do you think of this one? Can we drop the relative pronoun or not? Just try reading it without that and who. Let's start with number 1. We forgot number 1. أبدأ من رقم 1, Brian. Can you read number 1? Read it with that and read it without
the
that.
The most of the food I buy is organic.
What do you
think? It's okay.
It is.
Without that.
It is okay without that. That's what I think too. So you can say most of the food I buy is organic. That is optional here. What about number 2? No, what do you think? Can we drop that and who?
We can.
What do you think?
I have some friends are vegetarians.
Yeah.
Some friends that are vegetarians. أنت السبجكت هنا في الموضوع هم الفريندز.
Correct. 3. What about 3, Brian?
I don't know anyone has been on. أظن لا ما تقدرش.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Number 4.
The food.
أظن عادي مش لازم.
I agree. The food I had last night wasn't very healthy. It's correct. You don't have to. That is optional here. What about number 5?
There's at least one person in the family eat that.
Can we leave it out?
Don't think so.
You're right. We can't leave it out. And the last one, no?
In my family, مجاوبينه.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, we did answer that one. Okay, so this way we covered also part B of the question. They just wanted us to find which of the sentences from number 1 to 6 where we can, we can leave out the relative pronoun. Okay, let's move on. So it says, tick the sentences. This is also nice. Which of these are true for you? Let's return the answers so it's easier to check. So So let's see which of these are true for us. Let's start with you now. Which of these are true for you?
Number one.
Okay.
That is organic.
Do we have organic food here, Libya? Or do you mean that you grow it yourself?
I think our vegetables are
Organic.
organic, yeah.
I
don't think that they modified them or.
But organic, it means there's no مفيش حتى مبيدات حشرية أعتقد.
Yeah, chemicals.
أعتقد كل حاجاتنا فيهم ترى. I don't know.
But I don't think so that even the organic one doesn't have any of anti-insects and.
No, I think in organic they don't have insecticides. They don't use. اللي هو زي احنا نقولوا أعتقد البعلي. لا ممكن البعلي هذاك حتى مش مسكي. But organic, I think it's they water organic vegetables. I think. أنا ما يقدروش نقول عليهم بعلي. بس البعلي مازال أقرب للأورجانيك لأنه أعتقد ما يدرولهاش بشيء الخضرة الفاكهة البعلية صح؟
No.
Yeah.
They don't.
But with organic you can water it, I think. But you can't use. I think you can't use hormones. You can't use.
عندنا لكن التمر مثلا dates.
تمر نقدر نقوله بعلي. Yes. It's organic. I think it's organic. Yeah. Yes. Because we don't use any insecticides. We don't use.
And they are watering the farms, date farms. I don't think they are.
Do you think so? I don't think they water them. I think when it first grows, when they move it, I think that's the only stage they. I think that's the only stage they water it. I'm not sure. I'm not a palm tree expert, but that's what I think I saw. The first stage they water it for the beginning, but once it grows, I don't think they do that anymore. But maybe you're right. Maybe in farms, commercial date farms, ممكن حيضطروا ذاك الوقت water them. I don't know enough about that. But let's say I think it's maybe 80-90% true. Number one. Number two.
Some friends that are vegetarians. No.
Okay. Number three.
No. I don't know anyone who has been on a fast. What do they mean? Who has been on a fast?
I think if we're talking about the kind of health fasts, because if we're talking about Ramadan fasts, everybody has been fasting, but I think here they're not referring to Muslim fasting, more of health diet kind of fasting.
Yeah, I've mentioned someone.
Okay.
Yeah. The food which I had last night wasn't very healthy. Last night with yes, we had pizza. I made some delicious pizza, but I didn't eat it.
We have pizza too. Today my mother made pizza and lasagna. Nobody ate the pizza, everybody ate the lasagna.
Yeah. There's at least one person in my family who eats meat every day. Yeah, all my family members do that. Yeah. In my family, we usually eat vegetables that we buy in the market. Yeah. I don't know anyone whose lifestyle is really healthy. Yeah, 100%. I tend to go to restaurants where they serve healthy food. If I can find someone here, I'm sure that I would go there. New Year is a time when I always eat too much. It's not true for me. I know a shop where you can buy really good fruit and vegetables. Yeah, there's a lot of. But the best in Libya هو السوق.
Yeah, سوق الخضرة in general. Yeah, going to the vegetable markets. Vegetable markets are, I think, better than shops and supermarkets.
Yeah.
True. Okay, Brahim, what about you? Which of these situations are, or these examples are true for you in real life?
True.
The first one is true.
لا first one لا صحيح.
Okay.
لا عندي على junk food.
Do you know any vegetarian friends? What about number 2?
لا ما عنديش.
Number 3?
الفاست يقصدوا بها حتى على religious مش على يوم مش على شهر رمضان حتى بتاع يوم الاثنين.
It depends how we think of it. I don't think they're talking about religious fasting here. The context is health fasting. Diet. Yeah. Even though the religious fasting is fasting, though, like, I don't think it's the same context in this lesson. Yeah.
The food I had last night wasn't very healthy. I don't remember what I ate last night, so.
Okay.
يمكن number 5 true.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay. So here they're just interested in your real life situations. Okay. So I think we can move on. We did part C, where to compare your sentences. We can skip this. Okay. Number 6. This is also nice. So here the main question is health. And they want us to choose the correct word. Okay, here they're going to introduce us into a few words related to health. Let's start with number 1. Okay, so no, you can do number 1 here.
A surgeon, a GP is a doctor who does operations. Surgeon.
Correct. Do you know what GP means, or what is it short for?
GP. Maybe general. I don't know something.
General is correct. Maybe Ibrahim knows it. GP, what is it short for?
والله ما عندي أي فكرة.
Okay, so a GP is
program.
Physician. A general physician.
طبيب عام.
Yes, that's it. A general physician. Okay, the second one, Ibrahim.
An operating theater. Surgery is a place where you have an operation.
What do you think?
Surgery.
What do you think?
Operation theater لأن operating عمليات. هو مسرح العمليات يعني ما نعرفش ثياتر هي مفروض يعني مكان أو مسرح أو كذا.
Yeah. Your answer is correct. Okay, let me give you a little bit of background information here. In British English, operating theater اللي هي غرفة العمليات. But in American English they say operating room.
Yeah. حتى إن هي غريبة لأن هي مفروض theater غريبة هنا.
Yeah. So actually, if you're watching an American series like ER or Grey's Anatomy or House, they say OR. They don't say OT. لكن احنا في ليبيا قاعدين ماشيين بالسيستم الانجليزي نقولوا OT. When I was working at hospital, they say OT. OT, operation theater, where they have surgery. And there's an interesting thing here. As surgery, this is a word that's not used in American English at all. Is a very British word which means a doctor's office. A doctor's office is actually called a surgery. So this means a doctor's office as surgery. So if, for example, if you're in the UK and the nurse tells you, okay, you can wait in the doctor's surgery. He'll meet you at the surgery. So here they mean his office. So they use it as a noun to mean the office. Yeah, so it's another British word. Okay, Ibrahim, you can try with number 3 this time, since you weren't sure about number 2. I think this is easier.
An affection asthma is illness which makes it difficult to breathe. Asthma.
All right, that's correct. Okay, now number 4.
A specialist. Prescription. Okay, is a doctor who knows a lot about one area of medicine. Specialist.
Right. And number 5, Brahim.
The E&A department award is the part of a hospital where you go if you have mercy.
First of all, what do you think A&E is short for?
Ambulance and emergency.
Correct. Not ambulance, accident and emergency.
بالبار EA.
Correct.
AE قصدي.
Yes.
EA حاجة تانية.
Yes. The AE department. Okay, now the last one.
An allergy, a migraine is a medical problem that some people get when they eat, breathe, or touch certain things. Allergy.
Correct. All right, so this is just a mini introduction into a few medical related words. I think we're going to use them in the next exercise here, which is also nice. It says here, listen, okay, let's confirm it. We can also check the pronunciation at the same time. So let's just confirm our answers. Let me return the answers so we can compare them with the listening track and we can check how they say them. All right. So this is, which track is it?
39.
CD2, 39, or CD3?
CD2.
Okay, CD2, 39.
Track 39. 1.
A surgeon is a doctor who does operations.
2.
An operating theatre is the place where you have an operation.
3.
Asthma is an illness which makes it difficult for you to breathe.
4.
A specialist is a doctor who knows a lot about one area of medicine.
5.
The A&E department is the part of a hospital where you go if you have an emergency.
6.
An allergy is a medical problem that some people get when they eat, breathe, or touch certain things.
Okay. So we can move on. All right, now number 7, it says fill in the gaps in these sentences with the other words and phrases from number 6. Do that. Okay, so it's a 2-in-1 exercise. All right. So we're going to use some of the medical vocabulary we finished in number 6, in addition to using the relative pronouns who, that, which, where. All right. So Brian, you can start with number 1. Or do you want me to give you a few minutes first? What do you think? What do you prefer?
Yeah, finish with you.
All right. Okay. So now you can also use the time and think of the answers first.
I've started answering them.
Okay.
I reached number 3.
Good. That's good. Okay. When you finish, just let me know, and we'll check on Ibrahim. Do you want to check the words from the list?
Yeah.
Okay, here you are.
Okay, I finished.
Okay. Okay, Brian? Okay. Okay, no problem.
We almost finished the course.
Yes, I'm very happy. I'm happier than the students.
You have all right.
Sorry?
عندك الحق.
Yeah, it's really long, but I'm quite happy to work at home, to be honest. This is the best thing that happened to me. Because now even the offers I get, some of the the kids, because sometimes I get, before I used to be excited when I get a tutoring offer and I just go to the student's house. But now I got used to staying at home, so I'm only accepting offers where they come here if they want to study. They want to have private lessons, tutoring. They can come here. Otherwise, I'll just make excuses like the car is not working or something, so they can come here instead of me driving. So it's in a way it's good, but lots of sitting on this couch. But I can't complain.
Yeah.
I think it's okay.
Boring.
It can get a little boring sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's good because the alternative isn't very good, because the old system that we used to have, which is working at English teaching centers and schools and this stuff, it's non-existent anymore. So
why don't you set up your course center?
This is something that I might think of in the long run. This might, you know, if it's economically viable, I might try it. But you know, with the COVID and the Corona, it's not something that is you know, maybe the timing is not good now.
Yeah.
But if this pandemic ends, it might be a good option to think about.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can start with the first ones. Which ones did you finish? Number one, did you finish number one?
لا الحق ما عرفتش.
You are not friend with medicine, يا إبراهيم شكلك.
أبدا. You have no idea. My dad is a doctor and everyone told.
Doctor and you have no idea.
ما.
Okay. Let's.
نعرف شيء ما.
What about number two?
Relying on your father.
You must become a doctor too, right?
إيه لا تتخيلش قداش قالوها لي.
Don't listen to them. It's a trick. Being a doctor.
إيه لا.
It's an illusion.
Told them if you want me to be a doctor, you will be my first patient.
Yeah, I'll start with you first. Tell me.
So everybody was scared. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the best thing about medicine is drugs. Knowing how drugs work, I think that's the most, and using them on patients, seeing how they work. That was very interesting. Okay. I'll tell you what. Why don't you start with number two? I think number two is easy. The room with big beds.
أنت غير استعمل الليستة اللي فوق هي اللي بتسمي لك يعني. كل واحد ايش يدير وبتحط عند هنا هذا.
And here's another hint, Ibrahim. Use the opposite words. The ones that we used last time, you're not going to use them now.
إيه لا عارف ال opposite word يعني لكن.
Yeah, so we're just going to cross out, you know, all the other words that we use. So you're going to use the other one.
Surgery. أنا مش عارف.
Okay,
surgery عملية award.
I have a better idea. Why don't we let the medical word, Noha does the medical word, and you can do the relative pronoun that you're usually grammar. So you're going to use who, that, which, where, and we'll leave the vocab for Noha. All right, so Noha, you can start first. You can do the medical vocabulary.
Okay, a migraine is an extremely painful headache.
Okay, so
which
what
can also make you feel sick. Migraine. شقيقة. Migraine. تعرف صداع الشقيقة؟
لا.
ذاك الصداع النصفي اللي نص الراس بس.
إيه نصف إيه.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Okay, so which relative pronoun should you use here, Brian? Which one do you want to choose? Who,
that can also make.
I think you're right. We can use that here, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now I can do the next one. You can finish the.
Well, next one I'm not sure about it, but I think it's a word.
Okay, a word.
A word is a big room. شنو يعني word بالضبط هي؟
الword اللي هو يقصد به أعتقد القسم، لأن هنا ممكن ما تمشيش هو words. يعني القسم كله
صح الحق.
لا ذاك wizard.
لا في حتى يعني يقولوا عليه مش عارف في الألعاب وفي المسلسلات مرات يستخدموا فيها.
Awards.
لأن هنا قال لك is a big room with beds in hospital.
زي الرتبة هيك متاعه صح.
ممكن. Maybe. I don't know about it. But here I think they're مستعملين زي القسم يعني. A word. But we can check it in the vocab at the end.
لكن هنا ممكن هي ال AE department. هي مفروض ال AE department ولا مش word.
No, I think it's a word. I think it's a word. It's not an AE, because AE is the emergency where you receive, you know, emergency treatment if you break a finger, you know, if you cut yourself.
emergency في المسلسلات مش أسرة و emergency مش فيها beds واحد حتى هي.
Yeah, but it's not where you stay. It's not for admission. Admitted patients, they stay in the ward.
Okay.
So when you visit someone who's, you know, someone who's sick at the hospital, you go to and you visit him in the ward, in a room in the ward. This is the meaning of ward.
Okay. Ward is a big room with beds in a hospital.
Okay, so what do we use here, Brian? Which relative?
Which?
Think again.
Where patients receive medical
I think where is better, right?
treatment.
Because we're discussing the place itself.
Where?
Yeah. All right, number 3.
Yeah. A specialist.
Are you sure?
Specialist is a doctor.
GP.
GP. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think too.
GP, general.
A general physician, yeah. Okay, is a doctor, what's the right word here, Brian?
Who?
Who, okay. Medical treatment to people. We need another one.
That شوي بس. GP doctor who gets people. عطية who?
Let's try it. What do you think?
Who or that?
Yeah, both are correct, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, number 4.
Okay, number 4. A surgery. Surgery is a building or an office.
Okay. Brian, is a building or an office? يعني السيرجري شبيهة بالOPD احنا عندنا اللي هي العيادات الخارجية. It's a bit like that. Outpatient clinic يعني. It's similar.
Yeah.
Where you can go.
Okay, let's see where. What do you think of where now? Do you think it's right?
Where you can go and ask GP or dentist for medical advice. By OBD دي اختصار لشنو؟
Outpatient department.
Yeah, department. Yeah. A prescription.
Okay.
Number 5. Prescription. It's a piece of paper.
What do we use here, Brian? It's a piece of paper
that the doctor gives you, so you can get the medicine.
And the last one?
Infection. Infection.
And what do we use here, Brian?
That is caused by a bacteria or a virus.
Okay, let's see. All right, now let's first of all check the vocab. I think the relative clauses are all correct here. And that can cause. There's another thing, by the way, the word sick. This is one of the other differences between British American and British English and American English. If you say in American English, I feel sick, and in British English, I feel sick, what do you think? What do you think it means? Brian, what do you think it means when you say I feel sick?
مريض.
Okay. That's in American English. If you say I feel sick, in American English.
American.
البريتش يقولوا ill ولا؟
Yes, the British, they say I feel ill. لكن لما تقول I feel sick in British English, what does it mean now?
Disgust.
Close, you're close now.
Fed up.
No. What happens when you don't feel well, or if you eat something that's...
dizzy or daisy or shini.
Okay, and after you feel dizzy, what will you do to the food you just ate?
Gonna vomit.
Throw up.
Yeah, you're going to vomit. You're gonna throw up, exactly. In British English, I feel sick. I feel sick. If a British person says I feel sick, it's better to move away from him or her, because they're going to vomit. This is what they mean. They don't mean I feel ill. They're going to vomit. So that's why they used it here for migraine, because migraines, many people, if it's very bad, you can vomit from the migraine. Yeah. So this is what it means. It's a little different for Americans. You know, they just use it generally. The word sick, you know, مريض وخلاص. Ill. The British like to use ill. Ill. So ill and sick. All right, now let's check our vocab. Let's see if we got the words correct, if we got them right or not. 147. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so here we have the operating theater, the place where you have an operation, the A&E department, accident and emergency, migraine. Okay, so here we also have the answers. Very nice. So a painful headache, that can actually make you feel sick, and which, okay. A ward, a big room. So your answer is correct. No, a ward is a big room where patients receive. A surgery is a building or an office where, okay. A GP, you can use who in both examples, Rahim. So you can say a GP is a doctor who gives medical treatment to people who live. Here the translation is general practitioner, not general physician. I thought it was general physician.
Practitioner.
Practitioner. Yeah.
Kind of weird. Practitioner.
Yeah. Practitioner اللي هو ممارس الطب. Medical. مرات يقولوا medical practice. ممارسة الطب يعني. So they're using it. I thought it was a physician. Okay. So a prescription is a piece of paper. Okay, so this is correct. That an infection. Correct. We can also say that we are allergic to something. Allergic is just it's the adjective of allergy. Allergy is the noun. Allergic is the adjective. So you can say I'm allergic to nuts. I'm allergic to tuna. I'm allergic to, you know, so on. Okay, let's check what we have. Okay, let's take a look at our next topic. By the way, how's your schedule tomorrow at the same time as today at 8? Because I think there might be something, and I might not be able to finish it before 4 o'clock. So I want to make sure. I want to confirm first, of course, with you. What do you think of 8 o'clock tomorrow, Noha? Are you busy at 8 o'clock tomorrow?
No, I don't think so. But what about your courses, other courses?
The other course will be because
have another one at 8 o'clock.
I have another one. No, on Saturday I have another one at 6. The one at 8 is because I finished it. This was the IELTS course, the IELTS prep. Yeah, so the window is open at on Sunday. I have an 8 o'clock class, the elementary class. Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. From 8 to 10. But Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, we don't have it.
Okay.
Brian, what about you?
والله ما نقول لك الحق.
8 o'clock tomorrow.
ما كان صار منها حنخش مش حنقول لك.
But are you saying you prefer the 4 o'clock? Okay, I don't think it will be all the time because it will be just tomorrow. So it's not going to be a fixed thing, I think. It will probably be tomorrow, and there's a big chance that ممكن يعني ما يصيرش يمشي الأمور عادي يعني ناخدها في وقتها. But there's a big chance that I'll know around, I think around 1:30, 1 o'clock 1:30 I can know for sure. يعني I'll send you. في كل الأحوال حنبعثكم على الساعة 1. Because that way I know that if I can make it for a regular time, وإلا, you know, worst case scenario, we'll do it at 8 o'clock. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So okay, we're done today, but let us just take a look at tomorrow's topic. You know, just a quick preview. Okay, collocations, good news, bad news. Okay, collocations are always important. So this is nice. I think the main topic is good news, bad news, maybe journalism. We will also use present perfect, simple, active, and passive for recent events. Okay, so I think they're going to talk about the passive maybe in more detail, especially the present perfect passive here. Like here, you can see the first box in front of you. I don't know if you've noticed it. World leaders have met to discuss. Okay, so this is active, present perfect. But the second one, at least 5 people have been arrested, right? So this is a clear passive example. So I think we'll talk a little bit about that, active and passive, especially in regards to present continuous. The collocation part is also nice. It's helpful. What else do we have? Still haven't. Okay. Some listening. Still. I don't know why they're focusing on still. Okay. So that's for tomorrow. Okay. By the way, Noha, you have in your, because you paid for 2 months, so you actually have 4. You have 4 conversation lessons, and you haven't used any of them, I think, because the only in the new subscript you used the first one. The first one, I think you attended once or. I don't think you attended twice. Once? Did you attend?
No, just once. Because I felt it's kind of lots of people talking about something thrilling in 1 hour, and we are all struggling to convey our ideas. Like, it's unfair if I take if I take a long time to talk about what I wanted to say. Maybe it's unfair for the others. So I felt it's kind of stressful.
Really? I don't think so. But because some of those lessons, I think you attended the free one. Did you attend the free lesson, the free conversation? Because there was
about the work, the jobs, work.
I can't remember it.
Yeah, about the work. the work.
Well, I have a suggestion. Maybe, because now the conversation lesson, conversation 2, the higher one, there are only 2 people. Ibrahim is one of them, and his sister Ranim, and there's another student from pre-intermediate. She's going to attend, I think. That's all. That means you'll have 4. If you're included, it'll be 4 students. That's all.
Okay.
If you're interested, of course. But I think I might find a way to convert these conversation lessons. Maybe convert them somehow into the literature lessons. If I get if I get Ranim to agree on it. So maybe, you can use them in another way. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Because they are included, you already paid for them. So we might do something about them if you're not interested in conversation. Anyways, I'll think about it and I'll tell you. We'll see how it goes. Okay?
Okay.
All right then. So I'll see you next time. See you tomorrow. I'll let you know around 1 o'clock what the timing about our lesson timing. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right then.
Good
You're
night.
welcome. Good night.
Good night.